Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of my channel. And today's episode I'm going to be spilling the tea about dating as an international student in the United States.
Huh? Let's talk about that.
Now if you don't know, or if you're new here, I make amazing videos about my experience as an international student in the United States. And in today's video I'll tell you about how the dating scene works, okay? How being in a relationship works as far as being a student in the US, grad students most of the time, or undergrad or whatever, how that works, and also how like you can keep the whole thing together, not losing focus on your school, being in a serious relationship, and also being an international student. Ever since I made my last video, well, not the last video, I made a video last week talking about my girlfriend, they're listing in the United States here for us, and I'm asking you guys to go to our page, our YouTube page, and drop some nice comments, encouraging comment, which she appreciates. By the way, I sent her a letter that has a screenshot of all of the nice comments, okay? So thank you for doing that. But ever since I made that video, I've had like some people ask me, well, indirectly or directly, to just talk to them about like dating, how dating works in the United States as an international student. Where do you meet people? How do you make sure that things work perfectly? So that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. Again, smash the subscribe button, smash the like button right now before you see another minute of this video, before you enjoy the real gist, okay? Now, this video would have been very, very nice if my girlfriend were to be here, but she's not here. She's in training. She's going to be there till like July, but let's keep focused on what's going on, okay? The first thing that you should know is that you cannot be thirsty. That's the word in America. You cannot be hunting around looking for people to get into a relationship with. I mean, you can search, you can like be on the lookout, but you cannot be thirsty. You cannot just be asking everybody out. That's a bad thing.
That's so upsetting.
Okay, that's a bad sign. So there are various ways to actually meet people. I know that dating app is a very common thing here. People use I think Facebook dating, people use like subscription service. I really wouldn't be the best person to give you advice on where to get people as far as like app is concerned, because well, I was my girlfriend, we've been friends even before I got to the United States, so that makes me ineligible to give you an advice on where to meet people. But I do know that the key thing to meeting people, the key thing to making sure that you're on the same spectrum with the person you're going to be in a relationship with is doing the things that you like, and hopefully you stumble upon them in the same place. Maybe you like going to the gym, maybe you like biking, maybe you like going to the club, you know, things like that. So, but do not be ashamed if you have to get on dating app. It's quite popular here. People like get on dating app, list out, like build up a profile and talk about things like that, okay? So do not be ashamed if that's your thing, or if that's the easiest way for you to connect with people, okay? That's key. That's as far as meeting people, that's as far as that is concerned, okay? How does dating really work in America? Okay, so in Nigeria, where I'm from, obviously, dating is kind of like a game in Nigeria, you know, like you start looking at somebody, you ask them out, they go back and forth, tell you, I'm gonna think about it. They spend forever thinking about it, and one day they're gonna be like, yes, and you'll be like, oh yeah, so now you're my girlfriend. And then it continues. You guys start calling each other every day, blah 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 blah.
I don't understand. I don't understand, bitch. I don't understand. I don't.
Now the story here is a little bit different in the sense that the women here, those that I've actually like seen, like not like based on my understanding of the culture, they know what they want. So if you are interested in them and then you reach out to them and then you like ask them out on a date, if they don't want you, they're just gonna tell you no. Like, oh, they will be like, oh well, I'm busy on that particular day, I don't want to go, like things like that. They're not gonna play around and expect that you chase them until you catch them, okay? It does not work like that. They just come to, they make you understand what's up from the get-go. If they don't like you, they tell you, not like in a rude way. They just tell you, oh no, sorry, I'm sorry, I might have given you a wrong impression, I have a boyfriend, or I'm busy, I cannot go out on a date with you, you know, things like that. So they are really upfront from the get-go. So the point there is that don't think you can play like Oh, when they say no, don't think they're trying to play a game with you. No, no is just no. They don't. Move on, okay?
I guess nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed.
Now that boils down again to cultural difference, okay? So in our part of the world, our women, they are not very outspoken. I mean, some of them can like abuse you and stuff like that. Abuse now does not mean, abuse means abuse in the sense of Nigeria, like say like horrible things to somebody. It's not the other abuse that you think of in America, okay? So some of them can say some not so nice things to you in Nigeria, right? That's not being outspoken, that's just being rude, okay? But in the United States, the women are just plainly outspoken. They don't have to hide their feelings to you. They just tell you how it is, like, oh no, like, no, I don't see us getting anywhere with this. I don't see us working. I mean, you know, things like that. So when you get feedback like that, take it serious. Don't think it's a game or something, okay? So the culture has groomed them to be outspoken and to be direct as much as they can. So take feedback seriously and just don't take it personal, okay? It is what it is. If you don't want something, you say it. If you want something, you say it.
I don't have an explanation for you, and you may not get one. That's it.
Now, this raises another question about going on dates and who pays the bill. Now, that's a very complicated situation, because in Nigeria, if you're asking somebody out, if you're taking them out, or if they're your girlfriend in any way, you pay the bills all the time. You know what I mean? Like first date, you pay the bill. Second date, you pay the bill. Third, till forever. It's basically your responsibility to pay the bill, right? In the United States, you can do that if you want, but you have to be very, very careful, okay? Because sometimes you don't want to appear as if you have this strong opinion about men paying the bills all the time. Okay, so it's a society where you have to be very sensitive to people's feelings. You have to be very sensitive to people's culture, basically. So what that means is that the first date, well, you can pay the bill, but the second date, it's actually open for conversation. It's what you guys can talk about, like, okay, now that we're on the second date, are you gonna pay the bill, or do you wanna like go Dutch? That's what go Dutch means, like just everybody cater for their own expenses, okay? Now, that's not something terrible, okay? It all boils down to the conversation that you're having with your dates, okay? That's key. There's no hard and fast rule to it. It's all about having a conversation. But the first date, I do strongly believe that it is polite for you to offer to pay the bill on the first date. And most women on the second date, really, they would not just watch you pay the bill. They will probably want to help out. Now, if you're being a Nigerian like I am, which it took me a while to get used to, what you can do is say, well, you don't have to pay the bill. You can do the tip, like you can, because when you eat in a restaurant in America, you definitely have to tip the server, okay? So you can say, well, I'm going to cover the bill, then you can do the tip. That's what I do with my girlfriend whenever I go out. I pay the bill, she pays the tip most of the time. And there are times that, well, we've been dating for a while now, so there's no room for being shy or anything. There are times where I don't have the money and I'm like, well, babe, you got to cover this today, okay? And she's nice, she's going to cover it.
I do not remember saying those things, and those things were not meant to be. That was not meant to be serious.
Let's get down to a more serious topic, okay? Let's talk about sex, okay? So Hollywood and all this movie that you see, they've designed the idea of relationship in America as being about like people just hooking up and having sex and stuff like that. If you want that, go to Tinder, okay? If you want that, go to like a hookup service or something like that, where you're not looking for a relationship, you're just looking for somebody to have sex with. But if you're in a relationship, okay, consent is everything. So
Boom, and there we go.
So if you're a guy in Nigeria and you're listening to this and you plan on moving to the US, or you just moved to the US, this is very, very important for you to learn. You know that thing that we do in Nigeria where like you're with a girl in a very like Netflix and chill moment, and then you're like just like, you know, vibing to the situation, and then you're just, you know, moving and making all your moves, and they keep saying like no.
I hate to say it, I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street, I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
And then you believe that if you are persistent enough, it's gonna work out. My brother, don't do it in America. You might end up in jail. Okay, jail is probably the least of your problem. Okay, so the point is that when people say no the first time, it is no. okay, they're not gonna change their mind. Consent is everything, okay? Consent is everything. When people say no, it doesn't matter if the first date, if it's the second date, if the third date, if it's the fourth date or 20th date, okay? When they say no, don't think they're gonna change their mind by you being persistent, okay? Here, it's a big problem for you if you force yourself on people, okay? You might end up in jail. You would end up in jail. Now, that brings me to my next point. Age. That's a big issue in America. So most people, they look actually bigger than they look really bigger than their age, okay? So that's one thing that you have to watch out for, okay? Don't just go and set up a date with a 13-year-old or a 14-year-old woman, okay? Girl, not woman, 14-year-old woman, okay? And most of the time, if you're not careful, they lie about their age, okay? Because
18.
Okay, in 2004, you were 12.
Exactly.
You were sleeping around at the age of 12?
13.
12. Oh, I feel better. You were 13?
they look way, how do I put this? They look older, not older per se, they look bigger than their actual age. So you might say a 14-year-old girl or 15-year-old or 16-year-old girl, fully grown, okay? Don't think this is a nice chick, no. That's an underage. You're gonna go to jail, end up in jail. So what that means is that age is a conversation that you should have. If you're seeing somebody, make sure that they're actually old enough. If you, during your first date, bring up conversation about age. Okay, if it's possible for you to go to a place where you guys have to tender your ID, do that. Because that's the only way for you to not get into trouble, okay? People lie about their age in America, but sincerely, especially women when they're trying to become of age, okay? Don't be the scapegoats in this situation. The last thing I'm going to talk about, I already told you about where to meet people. I already told you about consent. I already told you about dates, who pays for the things and all of that. The last thing I'm going to talk about as far as this video is concerned is that what are date ideas, okay? Now, typical date idea in Nigeria is you go to your girl's place, you pick up your girl, you probably go to ShopRite, and then you see a movie, and then you eat at Mr. Biggs or you eat at Tantalizer, and then you drop your girl off in their house. That's the typical date in Nigeria. It sounds lame, but bro, we gotta do what we gotta do. That's all we have, right? But in America, the case is a little bit different, okay? In the sense that you have to be thoughtful. You have to sit down and think about the things that you want. Think about the things that the person would appreciate. If it's food, they can eat in their house, okay? If it's a movie, you can sit down in the house and watch Netflix, okay? So my point is that it has to come with a very clear thoughts, okay? For instance, one of my first dates with Alexis, we went to Georgia Aquarium, okay? So we went to Georgia Aquarium and we had a walk in the park and we ate. Yeah, it was really nice, okay? So I think I'm gonna share a picture in this video, okay? I'm gonna share a picture, like a couple of pictures from the Georgia Aquarium. So what we did that day was we went from my house, we went to Georgia Aquarium, we saw like different animals. We saw shark, we saw whales, we saw like dolphins. It was so nice. We saw the dolphin show. It was really nice. I enjoyed myself, she enjoyed herself, everybody was happy. We had nice conversation in between, we had food, and that was it, right? So we did not even see like any movie or anything like that. My point is you have to talk to your person. If it's a first date, try and find a place that you guys can go that you're gonna enjoy, probably based on the conversations you've had in the past about things they like doing. If it's somebody that likes hiking, you guys can go for a hike if it's your thing. If it's somebody that likes seeing movies, you guys can wait until a very nice movie comes out and then go watch it together. If it's somebody that likes eating, for example, you guys can decide on a particular restaurant and go eat there, okay? Now, all this is to point to the fact that you have to take time and think about it, okay? And then when you go out on a date, remember to always be the gentleman that you've been raised to be. Open the door, get the doors for your dates, okay? Let them sit before you sit down. Don't just talk about yourself all the time, okay? Learn to listen as well, okay? That's what I have for you in this episode. I know it's a very fast one. I did that deliberately because it's supposed to be a gist for you, okay? So if you've not subscribed to the channel, do not forget to do so by clicking on the subscribe button below. Do not forget to drop a comment if you have any question about how to catch some nice babes in America. You can ask me. I mean, I'm gonna keep your secret. except that it's going to be in the comment box. Okay, so if you have questions like that, do not forget to do so by asking in the comment box. Also, do not forget to click the subscribe button, which I'm saying for the 19th time today, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.